Hello, my name is Dr. Beach, and today I want to talk about a new product that has come out very recently. The product is called Youthful Joint, is what we've named it. And let me explain a little bit about this product. When I was working with my teacher, Vaidya Mishra, in the last few months before he passed away, we were spending a lot of time talking about pain and treatment of pain. Because as a chiropractor, I see a lot of pain patients, both acute and chronic pain. And we have a lot of products for treating pain. We have myalgia support, which is very good for the muscle and tendon pain and fibromyalgia points. We have Super Sport or Super Flow, Super Flow Plus, and Flexible Flow. Those three creams are also very good for what's called Vedana. Vedana means pain, like mild pain, as well as some acute inflammatory injuries. They work very well for those as well. But we didn't have anything for treating deeper kind of throbbing pain that often comes, and chronic pain that comes with arthritis. And when Vaidya and I were talking about, we were supposed to be doing a pain management course and going through all the different ways in Shaka, Vansiya, Ayurveda, how we treat pain. That course never materialized because of his death. But during that time, preparing for that, I told him that we didn't have a good product for treating arthritic pain. So chronic arthritis, osteoarthritis, and even autoimmune disease arthritides like gout and rheumatoid arthritis, that type of thing, psoriatic arthritis. And so unbeknownst to me, he started actually working on a formula for that. And I just found out a few months ago that that formula was, that we have that formula, that the Mishra family actually had it after he passed away, and had produced this cream for, they didn't know what exactly it was for. And I looked at the ingredients of it, and I could see that this was exactly the cream that he and I have been talking about for treating arthritis. So I named this product Youthful Joint because that's exactly what it's for. It's for trying to bring the joints back to a more youthful, flexible, and pain-free state. I've been testing it now with several of my patients with arthritis, which I have a lot of arthritic patients, including myself, because as a chiropractor, I'm using my hands all day. I have a lot of arthritis in my thumbs and my wrists, and I found it to be extremely effective. So I love this product. I'm going to go through some of the ingredients with it. When we have arthritis, especially like osteoarthritis, you have a couple of things going on. You actually have all three doshas that are being aggravated. Vata dosha is being aggravated because anytime Vata is the dosha that's moving. And so when Vata dosha can't move, that creates pain. And so they say in Ayurveda that all pain is a result of Vata being stuck, which is true. All pain has that element of Vata being stuck. But there are some other aspects that go along with it. One of the things that happens is when Vata can't move, then toxins can accumulate in an area because Vata is responsible for circulation. So what happens is any inflammatory toxins such as Amvisha, which is a poisonous, acidic, and reactive sort of toxin, gets stuck in those joints because, first of all, joints are very small. Circulation is compromised in joints, and those areas where tendons and ligaments attach to the bone, those areas are already compromised from a circulation point of view anyway. And so when we have arthritis, there's degeneration of that joint, and so those joint surfaces start to become more closely approximated. So what's already a slow circulation area becomes even more slow, meaning Vata can't circulate nutrition in, such as oxygen and nutrition, and waste products get stuck there, such as Amavisha, this inflammatory waste product. So then we have Pitta goes high because of the inflammation there. And then, as a result of that chronic inflammation, so this is how the process starts, but as it continues on and on and on for months and years, Now kapha gets aggravated because kapha is responsible for the structure itself. And so the structure begins to, because of that inflammation, the structure begins to degenerate. And that degenerative change causes even more tightness in the joints. And so vata even is less circulation of vata is there even more so, more buildup of toxins, and it becomes a vicious cycle. So a positive feedback loop where it's continuing to increase over and over again. And this is what we call aging, I guess, in our bodies with the joints and our arthritic changes in the joint. Now, when I was looking through the ingredients that Vaidya put into this product, I was amazed at how he was thinking about all of those different dynamics and trying to address those in this formula. The first ingredient is he used actually it's a formula itself called Sancharan, which we have that cream that we used to call Sancharan, we now call it circulation support. And the Sancharan formula has five main things in it. Ginger is one. Ginger is warming and heating, so it increases circulation. Then it has mangista. So mangista is an herb that binds inflammatory toxins while also opening the channels at the same time. So it's good for binding that amavisha that's in the joint. Then it has guggulu. Guggulu supports the digestive flame between the muscle, the fat, and the bone. This is where arthritis occurs, because as the muscle and the fat tissues become toxins accumulate in those areas, then their ability to create new bone, which especially the fat tissue is the food for the bone, that gets diminished and allows more arthritic change so that degenerative process can occur. So guggulu helps to support the digestive agni, or the digestive flame, that supports the muscle, the fat, and the bone. So that helps to start to reduce the arthritic changes going on there. It has trikatu. Trikatu is a combination of ginger, pipli, and black pepper. It's often used for digestive issues, but here in this case it's also supporting the digestive fire in the joint, because we have in Ayurveda we describe different agnis are flames or fires, which we would say in modern science enzymatic processes or mitochondria in the cell, that type of thing. These are all agnis. And so the agnis in the joint that are producing those tissues are supported more by the trikatu. Another thing in this formula is boswellia. Boswellia pacifies pitta and kapha both, and that's really important because we said the degeneration that occurs in kapha and the inflammation that occurs in pitta. So boswellia is an incredible anti-inflammatory that way. So, and it's supporting kapha dosha at the same time. So both pitta and kapha are being supported. And then finally, in this circulation support, we have shijalite. Now, shijalite is rich in something called fulvic acid, which is a very strong antioxidant, anti-inflammatory, and it protects the joint. In this case, it's protecting the joint from free radical and cellular destruction. So it has all of that in it. That's just the first ingredient in this Youthful joint formula. That first ingredient contains all of those things. Let me go on a little bit more. The next ingredient is boswellia itself. So it has even more boswellia for inflammation. The next ingredient is called nirgundi. Nirgundi I use all the time for my arthritic patients because it detoxifies the joints. It's very good for osteoarthritis. It has something called ushna in the Vaidya. Ushna means heat, hot, and the Vaidya means the activity in the liver. And so as it's warming the liver in this case, and this formula has some other things to keep it from overheating the liver, but that decreases the vata. So that heating quality of the nirgundi reduces vata dosha. So that means that it can open up those circulatory channels more so that vata can move, which is, remember, that's the real etiological factor, or hetu as we say in Ayurveda, that's creating the arthritic change in the first place. Then also the next ingredient is called jal brahmi, which is a wonderful herb called Bacopa moniera is the other name for it, the Latin name. And it is very good for reducing this Vedana kind of pain, this Vata, blocked Vata type of pain. Capsicum is there. Capsicum is what's in chili peppers. It's the heating quality of chili peppers. So there's a little capsicum there. Why? To dilate and open those blood vessels up in those very, very tight arthritic joints. I don't know, for people who have arthritis, they may have noticed that when you apply heat to the joint, it usually feels really good because it improves the circulation. You just have to be careful not to put too much heat so it doesn't inflame the joint. The nice thing about this product is it's warming, it's thermogenic, but cooling at the same time. It's balanced. So it's not going to overheat the joint and inflame it more, but it is going to warm the joint. When you put it on, you can feel that warmth there. It's going to warm the joint so that it improves that circulation and reduces Vata. It has this wonderful herb called Nacanthus or Parijat, which the other name for it is Harsingar. Harsingar is this beautiful yellow jasmine flower. And it's been shown, the studies have shown that Harsingar or Parijat flower has the ability to bind the toxins in the sciatic nerve that create sciatica. So there's actually been studies done on this. I use it all the time for my sciatic patients. But this is to help reduce any inflammation in the nerve, because in that joint, as that joint is, in the spinal joints anyway, as they're becoming more compressed, then the nerves can also become stenosed or pinched. And this will help reduce the inflammation in the nerve as well. You see how Vaidya was thinking about all these different aspects and putting them together. It has Piper nigrum and Piper lingam, which are two types of pepper. These are used as what are called, well, they support the kidneys, for one, that helps with detox. But they're warming, and so they're reducing Vata because they're warming, but they also act as what's called a yoga vahi. Yoga vahi means they improve the bioavailability of the other herbs because they can transport, they help to transport the intelligence of the other herbs into these tissues. It has turmeric in it. Turmeric is well known for its anti-inflammatory properties. Turmeric's used all the time by people for arthritis, for arthritic pain. It has DGL. DGL is deglycerized licorice, which we use all the time. Deglycerized licorice we use because it has the ability to open the channels without heating them, and actually is cooling and binding to acidic toxins while opening. This is a unique property because typically if you're going to open something, you have to heat it up. And if you overheat something and it has this inflammatory toxin in it, then you're going to have more pain. But DGL has the ability to open, in other words, improve the circulation so Vata can move, but at the same time keep Pitta under control so it doesn't get inflamed. It has clove, which has a similar effect as DGL because it can open the channels without heating. It also opens it opens the physical channels. And then the next ingredient is called prasarani. So prasarani is very special because it works on both the physical channels and the vibrational channels, which I haven't talked too much about. It can pacify both Vata and Kapha, so it helps that circulatory aspect, but also it's helping the degenerative change there as well. And it's very good for arthritis and stiffness. And it opens not only, as I said, the physical channels, which would be the kapha part, but it also opens what are called the nadis. The nadis are the vibrational channels, which are carrying the intelligence of nature. So on this more subtle level, just that vibration of nature that's called prana. So it's helping to bring more intelligence into that area. Because health is really about maintaining intelligence in the way that the body functions. When we start to disconnect from the intelligence of nature in some portion of our body, say our liver or our heart or a joint, and that's when problems can occur. Nature is always there to keep everything working together, working perfectly in a homogeneous fashion, as they say, homeostasis. And that homeostatic mechanisms are when they're working, we have no problems. It's when some of those mechanisms become what I'm going to say disconnected from nature, disconnected from the whole, that's when we start to get disease. So this prasarani helps to bring more of nature's intelligence, that vibratory intelligence called prana, which helps to restore that intelligent functioning of that area. So it has that effect as well. Camphor is in this formula. Camphor, as you know, if you've ever smelled camphor, it's very opening. It has a very powerful opening effect. So it's very opening to the channels, and it's a strong antioxidant as well. Then we have something called Daru Haridra. Daru Haridra is a very powerful antioxidant. It reduces reactivity. It's very good for autoimmune toxins. So Vaidya was also thinking about autoimmune diseases here when he put that in, as well as the Mangista is also good for that, to try to reduce some of these inflammatory autoimmune arthritis as well. Tea tree oil is there, which is warming and pacifying to vata, and it reduces joint pain. It's used for that all the time. And then peppermint and spearmint are there. Why? Peppermint and spearmint are not just there to make it smell good, although they do, but that vibratory quality of both of those is very opening to the vibratory channels and the physical channels, and it also acts like the Piper nigrum and Piper lingam in that it's a yoga vahi, meaning it helps to carry the effect of the herbs into those tissues, so it improves the bioavailability of those herbs. Then it has some other items in it, so some grapefruit, and it's in shea butter and that type of thing to preserve it and to give it a base. This cream is very easy to use. Just apply it to whatever joint is uncomfortable. You can put it on the knees, on your back. I have stenosis in my low back from many years of chiropractic adjusting, which is an arthritic condition. I use it on my back. I use it on my thumbs, but actually any joint. And you'll feel it when you put it on. It has that nice warming kind of feeling, and you can feel the vibration of it as well. And it smells wonderful. It has a wonderful smell. That's one ingredient I forgot to mention. It's called tulsi. And tulsi gives it that wonderful scent. Tulsi has a great smell. Tulsi is deepana. Deepana means that it increases the digestive flame, the digestive agni. So again, we're thinking in terms of improving the metabolism of that joint, of those tissues in the joint, by increasing the digestive organ. Tulsi is also kapha and vata pacifying, and it's warming to the joint, so it helps to reduce pain because of that. So I want everybody who is having any kind of arthritic condition to try this wonderful product that we're calling Youthful Joint. If you have any questions, then make sure you just let me know. I'm happy to answer any questions that you have. Thank you so much.